Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
You're listening to Foundations for Founders, a podcast about startups and life and everything in between. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Foundation for Founders. My name is Daniel Reyes.
I'm Angel Cram.
And wow, this is the 5th episode.
Number 5.
Number 5, Johnny 5 Alive. And I don't know if anybody will...
Cinco de Episodo.
I like Cinco de Episodo. Now I wish I had a Latino story.
Sure.
I don't know if everybody heard my dog just bark right now, but it's because...
That's true. I heard the dog.
Well, I was so enraged by not having a Latin story right now.
Mm-hmm.
I banged my fist against the table, and he reacted to it.
Sure.
So, sorry about that. Barking dogs.
Well, maybe even the dog's angry.
You know what? I hadn't considered that, but yes, maybe the dog is
true.
Angry. Yes, absolutely.
You should look into one of those dog whisperer things. Don't they have a show like that? I'm sure they do.
They do.
Yeah.
I would have to be the pack leader, and which I'm fine with, but it's just, you know.
CEO at work, CEO at home.
That's right. Well, I'm the pack leader when we go on walks for
Sure.
the dog, so okay.
My dogs are not that way. I'm the pack getting drugged behind. kind of, yeah. And they're little dogs too.
I have a tiny dog as well. Well, not tiny,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a corgi. I guess you should say your dog.
I have a pug.
You have a pug.
And a chihuahua that looks like a min pin, but it's really a chihuahua. Like she's not fooling anyone.
No, she's not at all.
Yeah, she's tiny and shivery and scared of everything, and she burrows for safety.
I can attest to all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love Otis. Otis is hilarious, and that's your pug.
Otis is he's the man.
He is the man.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, so we should probably thank our sponsor, which is the company we run.
Sure.
HaggleChamp.com for
Thanks, us.
Yeah, thank you, us, for doing this.
The holidays are here.
The holidays are here, and if you're
true.
in the market for a car, HaggleChamp is the way to go.
Right. Who among you is tired of getting inundated with all the ads for the end of year blowout sale? I know that we are.
How long have you been a Spartacus? Because you started that with "Who among you?" Like some sort of Spartan Cree.
About a week and a half. I'm still working on it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's true.
Now I want to do a commercial with like the Spartan Warrior.
Yeah.
Oh man,
This is savings, and then just kick somebody into a big well.
Oh man. This is called brainstorming because marketing brainstorming right now.
Right. Of
on
course.
Foundations for Founders.
Yeah.
I would love to hear other
this
people's
is madness, and then be like, "This is savings." I don't know.
You're gonna convince me into this because now I want to do it.
I'm gonna have to polish that, but we'll find.
There's
a way.
something there. There's something there, and probably not, but whatever. Anyways, we're up and running in the Spokane market, and that's pretty exciting. So that's
we're out and about in Seattle too, which is kind of nice.
Yes, and in Las Vegas.
We're in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's right. So, buy like a champ, save like a champ. HaggleChamp.com. Basically, we get car dealers to compete for you. So, pretty exciting. And we'll have more of that during our commercial or our break.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But Angel, how was your week?
Week was the longest week of my existence, man. It's crazy. Like, I've got meeting after phone call after phone interview, and there's just so much going. Like, as it stands, for the most part, I actually wake up in the morning and kind of look at my phone's calendar to tell me like which direction I'm going.
Oh wow.
That particular day. And I swear, man, if something goes down with one or more of my accounts or devices, I'm lost. Lost. I'm just on an island. Like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what. It's hard to unplug, but this week's been absolutely crazy. In and out of Bellevue a few times. Got a bunch of stuff going on for the champ. Got a bunch of stuff going on. Usual stuff, work stuff, life stuff. It's been crazy. What about you?
Just working, slaying the dragon for the champ.
Yep, of course.
Chilling with the corgi every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to spend some time with the family as well, just when I can.
Yeah.
So
tis the season.
And yeah, that'll get us
any big holiday plans?
For Thanksgiving, we're just keeping it low key, staying at my dad's.
Keeping it gangster.
Keeping it gangster.
Sure.
My brother-in-law is actually going over to Europe for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's interesting.
Without my sister or his kids, and that's
well. So that's a vacation.
That's a vacation.
Yeah, he's going on vacation.
His brother, who lives in Germany, just had his first child. So
cool.
My brother.
How about that?
Yeah, so he's gonna go see the baby for the first time. So.
Well, right on.
Yeah, so one Thanksgiving away, but it's kind of a big deal. So
Yeah.
Totally cool. So. And that just means I get to spend more time with my nephews on Thanksgiving. So totally cool.
Well, mine like crazy. And maybe this happens more often than I just noticed this year, but like all three of the holidays fall on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Like the big Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's, and so I am not doing anything on those days, but I'm doing a bunch the day after, which is Friday and all 3 days, and then I'm off on the weekend, right? So I can't really plan to travel anywhere, which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time maybe it'll force me into kind of unplugging for a little bit, which nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but definitely gonna miss the family's big meal and cooking and stuff. So shout out to all the friends and fam that I won't be seeing this year. Love you guys.
Yeah, I know your family. They're great people. So we should probably get into our news stories then. We've got quite a few. Huh?
What was
I'm
that
sorry.
a little bit?
I was gonna say we should probably get into our news stories.
The mailbag. Yes. What do we got today?
Well, we've got a few news stories. So the first one comes from Philly.com, and Philly.com, my favorite type of sandwich, actually. Not really though, but whatever.
Oh, I see it. Well, look at that. Philadelphia has their own .com.
Yeah, I think that's the newspaper. But the headline reads, "Privacy Protections Unite Car Makers." So this story actually comes from the AP, Associated Press, and what they're saying is 19 automakers are getting together to sign into act a set of principles that will protect motorists and their privacy. Essentially what's going on is the new cars nowadays actually send all sorts of information to the car makers. Anything from GPS to speed to location, all that kind of stuff. And the fear is that with a lot of these newer vehicles, you could basically get pop-up ads in your car. Like, oh, you're driving by a gas station. Hey, look, this gas station will give you, 2 cents off if you go stop by. Or, this pizza parlor, half a mile up the road says, come on down for this. And the car makers are saying, look, we won't do that. That's, one, our customers don't want that, and two, it's a safety risk because it'll distract the driver if constant pop-ups are coming up on the...
Yeah, I mean, I could see the safety risk part for sure, but I would personally opt in. I would love that. Absolutely love the pop-ups. And why? Because it already happens. Like, I mean, if you have a phone, you're transmitting and receiving the same targeted advertisement and marketing data from everybody, Google, Apple, all that stuff. I could see the distraction part, but like, do you know how much cool stuff you would discover driving around town, like a town you didn't know? Like, what am I going to eat? Hey, check it out. Like, I could see the distraction part of like trying to sift through all these, advertisements while you're driving around. But
yeah, that's true. But I think there's,
I'm sure it would get old after like a day. I'd be like, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of seeing ads for coffee shops and pizza parlors and all this other stuff, but still, kind of interesting because you know what's going to happen. Like,
I don't mind it.
It's like with every other software, you have to opt out, right? Like, you have to uncheck the box that says sign me up for all this crap.
Right. So
I guess it's cool they're being preemptive. But.
I'm glad they're being preemptive. I'm glad there's so many of them coming on board to do this. I would have to say I hope they never do this and never make ads in my car as I'm driving.
Right.
Yeah, if my buddy's in the seat
Turns
next to me,
on the video phone and sees the hat you're wearing, and then all of a sudden you get like men's hat ads or something.
Yeah, like, hey, that's a horrible hat. Get this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I don't wear hats, but sure. All right.
Are you too good for hats?
You know, I already look pretty young, and I look even younger with hats. So that's what makes it pretty bad. Yeah, that's kind of why.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the reason.
That is the actual reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's move on to the next story. And
while we're doing the header on that, just this just in from the Twitterverse.
Okay.
Somebody hashtagged Foundations for Founders said looking forward to the show. That's awesome.
Oh, nice. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thank you, series of characters that I can't pronounce. And but yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to bringing you the absolute most hard-hitting podcast out there. That's what we do.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Well, so then the next story comes to us from MarketWatch.com, and the headline reads, "Why nearly 1 in 10 U.S. families don't exchange holiday gifts."
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So basically what they're saying is a lot of families are starting to realize that the holidays are really stressful, and that's mainly because of all the shopping.
Sure.
So according to some surveys by Survey of Affluence and Wealth and Time Incorporated and YouGov, say that about 9% of families will opt out of gift giving. Instead, they're going to focus on just spending time together as a family.
Which I think is cool, but like this isn't like a financially motivated poll.
Well, that's part of it. That's
probably
part of
a
it.
Factor, right?
Yeah, no, that is a factor.
Okay.
According to the
This
article,
is like of that 9%, like how many are going? Well, if I could afford, to have a lavish holiday, I would certainly put up with all the madness of shopping and do it. But it's always interesting.
It's just cost. I think
looking at the metrics.
Yeah, I don't think it's just the cost. It's the stress. Like, okay, I got to get this person the perfect gift, and they already have one of these, and they already have two of that. So what do I get them? Like.
I totally see it. I wonder if Amazon has something to say about that.
Well,
holiday shopping got you down. Sit at home and do it, right?
Well, we all have that loved one that is like impossible to shop for.
That's true. And yeah, I mean, Christmas is a time of giving.
Right.
So give everything to me, right? I'm the easiest guy to shop for.
Just give it all.
Yeah.
Well, the family they focus on in the article said that last year they tried to do gift cards, and then they realized they were just throwing money around, literally. So they're just opting out of even gift cards.
And what's your thought on that, too? Because that comes up every holiday season with me or a family member. It's like, I don't know what to get said person. What do you think about a gift card? It seems so impersonal.
I can't remember the comedian that said it, but there was a comedian who once said, here's his take on gift cards. You take money that's good everywhere, right, and then you say it's only good there.
Right.
So that's kind of how I feel about it.
Even generally speaking, like you can get those prepaid little Visa gift card things for like, however many, like $25, $50, $100, whatever. And you can use those like debit cards. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true too. I think that's kind of good, like to teach kids responsibility with credit cards. Mm-hmm. Something like that. But whatever. So the story goes on to say that according to a Pew Research poll last year, 1 in 4 Americans felt the holidays were just too expensive. So you're right. Yeah, money's a big factor on this.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering, because it's like, you can prove a point with an article like this, but you kind of have to know what metrics that they're using to identify the end result. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
13.5% of all statistics are made up anyway. So I do agree with the whole spending more time with the family, though. That's cool, right?
Yeah,
like,
I'm totally cool with that. Yeah.
The stress, the cash, all of it's just no. Like right. We just, especially when you have like the family traditions and things like that, where maybe a family always gets together and like goes through, I don't know, a photo album or makes their own Christmas tree ornaments or something like that. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. You know what
that's
I mean?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like we would all make one, and then we'd all get together and paint a different one that somebody else had made. Like we had a ceramic kiln, and we'd all create one and bake it, and then the other party that would receive it would get to paint it and then give it back, kind of thing. So you both kind of had a hand in making it, and everyone got to work on like one or multiple different ornaments. I think that kind of stuff's cool. But yeah, I wonder if it's just like, someone's trying to bag on how crazy it is for the shopping season. Well, that's almost a given, right? That's
Right.
always been a commercial given. It's like, well, is this really because folks maybe, can't afford to do all that stuff? Like, everyone has a budget, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So that's that story, and our final news story
Sure.
comes to us
Last one.
from BusinessWeek.com.
Okay.
This is my favorite headline I think we've read.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. McDonald's can't sell kids on bubblegum flavored broccoli.
Well, why not?
The picture of the electric broccoli is hilarious to me. We always put the links in the show notes, so when this show comes out.
Oh yeah, check this one out. It's very psychedelic.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. I almost want to print it out and hang it on my wall. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's fun to look at.
So essentially, the story goes on to say that McDonald's is trying to encourage children to eat healthier, and one of the ways they've thought about this is making food taste more like candy. Healthy food taste more like candy. Case in point.
That's the answer.
Yeah, case in point, the bubblegum flavored broccoli. Apparently, kids. It's not that kids don't like it; they're confused by it because they bite into it and think, "Huh, that's not what that should taste like."
Yeah, this is not the same thing that we bring home from the grocery store.
No, this is not what grows on the farm.
And weird.
Yeah.
Although I'm compelled to try it.
I am not.
Dude, I would. I totally would.
I like the look of it, but I keep wondering, like, how do they make it bubblegum flavored? Like,
right.
What goes into it? Like, the story goes on to say that according to the Centers for Disease Control, 9 in 10 children don't eat enough vegetables.
Well, sure.
Yeah. So, it's kind of crazy. But the story does go on to say the one vegetable that McDonald's does very well is the potato. French fries.
What is it? Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Just French fry flavored French fries, right?
Right. Let's do that.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
It's tried and true.
I don't know if broccoli's the one you go for with kids. Maybe like carrots.
I don't think French fries should even make the list as a viable vegetable.
Well, there was that story a couple years ago where there was a school district that declared that pizza was a salad because most of the ingredients from pizza were grown. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Really.
I think the 10-year-old kid in all of us would kind of back that up and be like, yeah, all right, I've made that argument before.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But that we should probably take a break. This is, the first half of the show. Second half of the show, we're going to talk about meetings and should you have them in your company. We'll talk about them. That's coming up next after the break.
We'll see you then.
Buying a used vehicle can be very stressful, but HaggleChamp.com makes it much easier. At HaggleChamp.com, all you have to do is tell us what make, model, and year that you're after, and we'll alert our dealer network. Our dealers will give you their offer, and you can declare your #1 contender. That's the offer you like the best so far. This then re-notifies the dealer network and encourages them to give you an even better deal. It's free to use, so head over to HaggleChamp.com. That's HaggleChamp.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Foundations for Founders. I am Angel in Seattle. He's Dan in
That's
Post
right.
Falls.
We're
glad you're with us. So today we're talking about meetings.
Yeah, so found a pretty interesting article on Forbes.com titled "The Hidden Side of Meetings," and basically the article goes on to say that a lot of meetings are kind of a waste of time. I think we've all been in those meetings. where they just kind of drag on, and people are talking about their weekend or their day, and
Oh man, yeah. I've been at meetings to talk about upcoming
Yeah.
meetings where an email would suffice. Like,
Yeah.
really?
I have been in those meetings a lot of times. In TV production, you have a lot of meetings that
Oh, I
pretty
bet.
much go nowhere. But basically, the article, like, their big tip is like have an agenda, which surprising.
Well,
Right,
sure.
but most people actually don't. Like, I've been in those meetings that you're talking about where it's just like, well, let's get together to make up an agenda for the next meeting.
Right. That's crippling. Because, like, what a glorious waste of part of your
Mhm.
day, right? Just like, oh, this is ridiculous. I like that the article kind of points out observing different perspectives,
Right.
though, too. Like, there's a piece in here that says, when people show up at meetings, they come with different perspectives. So no matter how clear the purpose of the meeting, some attendees will consider it high priority. Others will just attend because it's on the calendar. Some will have had time to prepare. Others will struggle just to get there on
Right.
time, right? And that is gospel
Mhm.
truth. Like, you can pan around and see 2 people sleeping, 3 people nervous because they've got a presentation, 3 people on their phones. Like, everyone's in a different space.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking about what I would do to make meetings more efficient and more effective. Um,
Hmm.
I remember reading a couple different. Well, okay, so I've been listening a lot to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's a social
Okay.
media expert, and one of his big things is he hates meetings. He absolutely hates them, and he only allows for 15-minute meetings at the most. And what he tells his employees is they only have 15 minutes of his time, so whatever it is they want to say to him, they better hurry up and get it out. And I think that's kind of.
That seems like a pretty aggressive
I think it is an
approach.
aggressive approach, but I mean, if it works for him, it works for him. But I think something almost that dramatic. I like the idea of having an end time to your meetings so that they don't just go on and on and on. Not like,
Right.
oh, let's block out 2 hours and see what happens. No, let's do 45 minutes and get this done.
Yeah.
Another thing I've seen is,
More clear and concise and formula oriented. Uh, it's basically everything this podcast is
Yeah.
not. An effective
Yeah,
meeting.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is that
See?
we're very effective. One of the other things I remember is one of the my old employers, they would send out an email with a list of questions, and you had to come to the meeting with your answers. So then that way, there wasn't that whole, well, what do we need to talk about now, and blah blah blah. It was just like, okay, I think we should do this on the 3rd, and I think we should go do that media event at whatever event center. So.
Well, yeah, and I think that's cool if it's like an open
Mhm.
forum meeting, because, yeah, then everyone can have a chance to, cover each of the questions, or ask their own questions, that kind of thing. But if it's topic oriented, where it's like, a presentation for something that multiple people are going to be involved with in certain tiers, or, everyone needs to be made aware of some specific thing, I'm not sure that would be the most effective way to go about it. So I guess it's sort of topical. At least that's
Yeah,
what I
and I think realistically, it's almost a case by case basis on how you do it.
Yeah.
Another thing I remember is, and I've seen this suggested a few times, is have meetings standing up. So then that way people don't feel so comfortable and relaxed in their chairs, and they just kind of want to get whatever it is out and move on. So that's kind of a cool idea. I think. I don't know if it's the best way. It's worth a shot every now and then.
Well, and we have almost exclusively go to meetings or hangouts or whatever where it's all, video.
Oh yeah,
fed
because our
with,
team is everywhere.
Yeah, because I mean we are all over
Right.
the place. So, I mean, what do you think is the most effective side
Well,
of that meeting? Or way of
I mean, I
presenting
think
that
we
meeting?
do as best as we can. We kind of just get together. I think one thing that helps us is none of us are really that long-winded. We kind of all just say whatever it is we want to say, and like, this is what it is. Get out and get out. And I think that helps. I think that helps a lot. A lot of times too, we only meet for like 2 or 3 discussion topics, so that also helps. Like, oh, we need to talk about this glitch or this marketing thing, and let's get out. So I think that helps. But yeah,
And until the meeting's over, and then you guys talk about how long-winded I actually am, and you're really just trying to make an effort to cut it
the
short.
only thing we really
just so I can get off
our
the
meetings
call,
ends one of
basically.
2 ways. We're finished talking about whatever it is we were needed to talk about, and then we start talking about comic book movies, superheroes, or we start talking about fantasy football, because I have no idea what I'm doing with that.
This is your first year in. You're not doing that bad.
I'm still have a winning record, but not that high.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I think I lost the first 5 matches, or the first 5 games in that league, and I'm storming back. I think I'm now 6-5,
wow.
Making a late push.
I think that's actually my record too. So.
Yep.
And see, now I know that our discussion topic's over, because now we've moved on to fantasy football. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. We've brought up some interesting perspectives, I guess. Like the rest of the article goes on to talk about, how people relate differently to leading or being led. Some people are comfortable letting somebody else take the lead. Will sabotage the passive aggressive. There's a situation I've been in, and you're in a meeting with 10, 12, and even that needs to be addressed at some point. Like, depending on the discussion, how many times the same meeting and do it over again throughout the rest of the day, rather than present, a Q&A session, one meeting with 13 to 20 participants in it, and then everyone's got something to say or something to contribute, or add on to what you're saying, or just flat tear down whatever point it was just because they feel like being contrary. It happens. I'm just saying it happens. But yeah, like I don't know. I mean, this story's kind of interesting to try and follow this guy's thought process all the way to the end. Because it's really just like hey, it's out there. Why don't you think about it? But I don't know. I think everybody could relate to that, and I don't know. What makes the listener? What makes them besides just having a clear agenda? You could find me at AngelAspects21 on the Twitterverse. You could find me Angel at HaggleChamp.com.
Yeah, and I'm Daniel at HaggleChamp.com, or on Twitter is at Dan Reyes. So, well, I guess that's it for the show. Yeah, it was another fine endeavor on the digital media.
That's true.
So, till the next episode. See you guys later.